This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. Consider this your vitamin or supplement for your mind and heart. Wherever you receive your podcasts from, would you mind subscribing to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? And would you please leave a rating and a brief review? I don't have any way to help you to understand how vitally that is important for our podcast. So if you would please do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Today I want to ask you a question, leader. Are you resilient? One thing about life that happens is there are going to be things that you planned on happening. There are going to be things happening that you never planned on happening. There are going to be setbacks, discouragements. There's going to be time that it looks like you're defeated and that everything has failed. It happens to everyone. The question is, what do you do when you're left with the broken pieces to pick back up? And one of the things that will differentiate you from the crowd, and one of the things that will make a difference is, are you a resilient person? And I think there are 6 things that I see in people who are resilient. Let's get started. Number 1, a resilient person does not define their life by their past, including tragedies. There are some folks that get a narrative in their head because of something that happened in their life, especially in their childhood, early life, that all of us looking at it would say that is a tragedy and that's awful that happened. Many, if not most of us, have had some setbacks that have really rocked our world. You will go on, but it will be tougher for you to go on if you allow that event, that failure, that defeat, that awful tragedy, many times something beyond your control. But if you will let that define your life, you are in some serious, serious trouble. The people who are resilient experience troubles. Many of them have experienced almost unspeakable tragedies. They have had setbacks that most of us would have found to be very challenging to have survived and to go on, but they continue to do so. It isn't that the people who are making it in life and the people who are resilient have never had anything to overcome. Oftentimes they've had a lot to overcome. Somehow, intuitively, if you're a Christian, by the Spirit of God, somehow they learned that their life is defined in broader and deeper terms than the tragedies and failures of life. If there's something that's really hurt you and you are allowing that to be your defining moment, change it. That is something that happened. It's a part of your life, but it doesn't define who you are or what your life is going to be like. Resilient people refuse to allow tragedies, past hurts, past failures to define their lives. The other thing that I have seen in evidence in resilient people's lives is they do not seek revenge. Now, when we've been hurt and when we're angry and someone has done something to us that we feel like, well, it's just unforgivable, we lay awake at night almost strategizing ways that we can get back and seek revenge. The lack of forgiveness and the lack of letting it go keeps so many people stuck right where they are. I think this lack of forgiveness and this desire for revenge, I think the best definition I have ever come across for this is seeking revenge is like drinking poison and thinking the other person is going to die. We are so consumed with getting back and getting even. When I've done teaching on forgiveness, one of the things that I think will help all of us is if we realize in this life, The scales are never going to be balanced. Everyone doesn't look alike. Everyone doesn't think alike. Everyone doesn't even have the same opportunities. I believe everyone has an opportunity, but they don't all have the same opportunities. Everything altogether is not going to work out evenly. If you're a believer, you leave that then in the hands of God. If you're not a believer, it still doesn't change the scenario. Everything isn't going to work out perfectly in this world. And there's no reason whatsoever for you to be filled with such bitterness and anger that you're always seeking revenge. Let it go. Now, I realize you can't do it the moment it happens or even the day or the week. But if you're going to be resilient, you're going to be a bounce back person. You're going to come back from this. You're going to have to let go of that desire for revenge. Resilient people are not revenge seekers. The third thing that I've noticed in resilient people, especially resilient leaders, is they don't hold grudges. I know this is a lot like seeking revenge. You may get to the point where that desire for revenge dies down, but you still hold a grudge. When you see that person, you seethe and you're angry and you stay at home and you think about them and you won't forgive them and you're angry with them. There was a famous comedian in Hollywood years ago who said there's no reason to hold grudges. While you're at home angry and holding a grudge, they're out dancing and don't even know that you don't like them. Holding a grudge is a worthless expense of emotional energy and time. Again, just as I said in the area of revenge, let it go. You are not going to further your life, do the things that you're called to do, make the difference that you were put in this world to make if you continually hold on to the desire and just hold those grudges until they literally eat you out from the inside out. The fourth thing that I've witnessed resilient people possess is they have a system of support. It doesn't make any difference where you find that support, and for each of us it's slightly different. Some come from large and strong families, and that's a great support system. If you're married, that's a great support system. Your colleagues, friends at the church, friends in the neighborhood, long-standing friends. It doesn't make any difference the people that fill up your support group. It's that you must have one. As you'll notice, the reason that that is important is not many good things happen if we keep ourselves isolated from others. There's sometimes when you have a support system, or when you have a support system, they'll bring you perspective. They will remind you that, yeah, that is tough. That's a tough break. You should have gotten the promotion. That wasn't fair. But no, we love you and we believe in you and you're a hero in our book. Our support system are good, safe people to talk with. Your good support system will offer you counsel and encouragement. But again, I think perhaps the best thing that our support system does for us is they give us the proper perspective. This is not the end. There are still a group of people who care about me, believe in me. Resilient people can snap back because they have a loving, kind, truthful support system of support. The fifth thing that I've noticed in resilient people is, on the whole, they seem to be optimists. Now, I understand there may even be some people who are more pessimistic. Usually, my friends who are more on the pessimistic side tell me that they're not pessimists, they're realists. Well, I don't buy that. I don't know how they co-opted the word realism. I don't know that negativity is any more real than optimism is real. You have to gain a perspective. You have to have a viewpoint. Now, I'm not saying become Norman Vincent Peale or Zig Ziglar, but realize everyone isn't against you. It's going to be okay. You're going to live to fight another day. This is not a failure, it's a learning opportunity. Be resilient, come back, do what you were called to do. There is no smooth sailing. There are ups and downs and digressions and disappointments and setbacks, and yes, even things we do don't turn out. But be optimistic. You're going to live to fight another day. You're going to live to produce another day. Control your attitude. Fill your attitude with positivity. Read positive books. If you're a believer, you should be reading the Bible. Whatever, fill your mind with something other than the nonsense that is on television most of the time. No wonder people are so angry. Fill your mind with positivity and positive thoughts and move forward. The sixth and final thing that I have noticed that is an evidence in most resilient people is they practice self-care. It's easier to come back. It's easier to snap back if you're exercising, if you're reading, if you're eating correctly, if you're doing the things that are important and building on the important relationships of life. There was a time in my work world where I hesitated to go to the gym and exercise because if someone were to call me, it would appear to them that I'm not working. Until one day it dawned on me, if I don't take care of myself, I won't be anywhere to do any work at any time here on planet Earth. Practicing self-care, taking time to take care of you, is not selfish, and it's not unimportant. And I just put it on my schedule as if it's an appointment. It's an appointment to take care of myself, because when the things come that are going to come to me, I have to be strong. I need to be resilient. I need to snap back and practice self-care. So remember, if you want to be resilient, do not define your life by your past, including the tragedies. That doesn't define you. Don't seek revenge. Let it go. Don't hold on to grudges. It will make you a bitter old man or old woman one day. Let the grudge go. Have and develop, if you don't have, a system of support. Spend time with your family and friends. Build this system of support. Maintain as often as possible an optimistic spirit. And practice self-care. Eat correctly. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Practice your faith. Do those things that will nurture your body, mind, and soul. You've been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I hope today this has been a vitamin or a supplement for your mind and heart. And again, if you would please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom and leave a rating and review, it would be a great, great thing if you would do that. And I'm going to ask you one more time, are you resilient? Hang in there. We need you. You are making a difference. Until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.